Welcome to Arena 878. By now it is no longer news that Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu GCFR assumed office as the 16th President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In his inaugural speech he assured Nigerians that the mandate given to him by the people is not misplaced and pleaded for support from the people. Hear him.
The sacred mandate you have given me. My love for this nation is abiding. My confidence in its people unwavering, and my faith in God Almighty is absolute.
Tinubu took the people down memory lane and reminded them of their desire to have strong representative government and the journey so far.
In this way, may I offer a few comments regarding the election that brought us here today to this junction. Yes, it was a hard-fought contest and was also fairly won. Since the advent of the Fourth Republic, Nigeria has not had an election of a better quality. I say so.
He pointed out that the elections had come and gone, and however aggrieved the contestants were, they had the right to seek redress at the courts, which was their constitutional right.
However, my victory does not render me any more Nigerian than my opponent. Nor does this render them any less patriotic. They shall forever be my fellow compatriots, and I will treat them as such. They represent important constituencies and concerns that wisdom dare not ignore. Some have taken their concerns to court, seeking legal redress. That is their right, and I fully defend that exercise of this right. This is the essence of the rule of law.
Tinubu outlined the mission of his administration and what he set out to do. He also spoke on the need for equality and the rule of law.
Which I speak of is more than just an improvement in economic and statistics. These things are important, but they can never convey the fullness of our story. Our mission is to improve our ways of life in a manner that nurtures our humanity, encourages compassion towards one another, and duly reward our collective effort to social ills that seek to divide us.
The president stressed out the fact that all regions of the country, the North and the South, must work together to achieve unity.
Develop a shared sense of fairness and equality. South must not only seek good for itself, but must understand that its interests are served when goods come to the North. North must not see the South likewise. whether from the winding creeks of Niger Delta, the fastness of northern Savannah, the boardroom of Lagos, the building bustling capital of Abuja as busy market of Onitsha.
He also spelled out the principles that will guide his administration as he hits the ground rolling.
Principles that will guide our administration are very simple. Nigeria will be impartially governed according to the rule of law, the Constitution.
On security, which has been a concern for the past administration of Muhammadu Buhari, the nation is hoping for lasting solution to this serious problem and will be expecting changes in this direction.
We shall defend the nation from terror and all form of criminality that threaten the peace and stability of our country. Security shall be top priority of our administration, because neither prosperity nor justice can prevail amid insecurity and violence. To effectively tackle this, we shall reform both our security doctrine and its architecture. We shall invest more in our security personnel, and it means more than an increase in number. We shall provide better training, equipment, pay, and firepower.
He spoke extensively on the economy, and outlined some of the policies that will guide his administrative towards sustainable development of the country.
Why people just come?
On the economy, we target a GDP not less than 6% growth. We aim to accomplish all of this by taking the following steps: budgetary reform, stimulating the economy without engendering inflation, industrial policy to utilize the full range of domestic manufacturing and lessen import dependency.
Tinubu had a place for the women and youth who make up a large proportion of the population of the country. He emphasized that they will be adequately taken care of by his administration.
My administration must create meaningful opportunities for our youth. We shall honor our campaign commitment of 1 million jobs and the digital economy. Our government also shall work with the National Assembly to fashion an omnibus job and prosperity bill. This will give our administration the policy space to embark on labor-intensive infrastructural development, improvement, encourage light industry, provide improved social services for the poor, elderly, and vulnerable.
Corruption has been the biggest problem the country has been facing since independence, As a hydra-headed monster, it has eaten deep into the fabric of the country. Successive administrations have made efforts to fight this monster, but met with resistance. This is a task that Tinubu's administration is set out to tackle. Hear what the president said on the issue of corruption.
Our government will continue to take proactive steps, such as championing a credit culture, to discourage corruption while strengthening the effectiveness and efficiency of the various anti-corruption agencies. It has to be a continued work in progress.
Power generation is another aspect the president touched. He highlighted that this will help to drive the economy, even as state governments would be given the privilege to generate their own source of power.
The electricity will become more accessible and affordable to businesses and homes alike. Power generation should nearly double, and transmission and distribution network must improve significantly. We will encourage various state governments to continue to participate in this effort, power generation and distribution of their own.
As a result of some of the measures that will be put in place, the president expects that investors will have a good atmosphere for their investment. For long the economy of the country has been oil-driven. This has made the country depend on oil as the major revenue earner. However, Tinubu's administrative hopes to change this narrative by boosting agriculture.
I have a message for our investors, local and foreign. Our government shall review all the complaints about multiple taxation. And review various anti-investment inhibitions. We shall ensure that investors and foreign businesses repatriate their hard-earned dividend and profits home. On agriculture, rural incomes shall be secured by Commodity Exchange Board, guaranteeing minimum prices for certain crops. Animal products, a nationwide program for the storage and facilities to reduce spoilage and waste. All of that will be undertaken. Agricultural hubs will be created throughout the nation to increase production and engage in credit, promote credit, engage in value-added processing. The livestock will introduce the best modern practices and steps taken to minimize the perennial conflicts. Through this, food will be made more abundant, yet less costly. Farmers shall earn more while the average Nigerians pay less.
On infrastructure, he hopes to continue with what his predecessor put in place in infrastructural development.
We shall continue the efforts of the Buhari's administration on infrastructure development of Nigeria, and you know how many railroad and water infrastructure are required.
The president, however, dropped a bombshell when he pronounced the removal of fuel subsidy, stating that it will no longer be tolerated, in his words.
On fuel subsidy, unfortunately, the budget that I've glimpsed before I assumed office and what I've heard is that no provision is there for fuel subsidy. So fuel subsidy is gone. Subsidy can no longer justify its ever increasing cost in the wake of dry resources. We shall instead rechannel whatever so-called to fund into better investment in public infrastructure, education, healthcare, and jobs that will materially improve the lives of our people.
On monetary policy, he was going to unify the exchange rate, since there were different exchange rates, and also bring down interest rate in the country.
Monetary policy, though house cleaning, thorough house cleaning, is necessary. The central bank must work towards a unified exchange rate. This will direct the fund from arbitrage to meaningful investment and the plant and equipment, jobs that will power the real economy. Interest rates need to come down. Currently too high. Anti-people, anti-business. We have to work on all of those. To me, I know I've taken you through a winding time, a long time today. I will end this speech by assuring you that the mandate you have given me is not misplaced.
The president's speech was received with mixed feelings. On one hand, it had an undertone of hope for the people. On the other hand, the pronouncement on the removal of fuel subsidy dampened the hopes of many, because of the fear of the ripple effect it will have on other sectors of the economy. It was obvious that the country was in for a bumpy ride. It is expected that these policies will eventually make the country a preferred destination for investors. Thank you. See you in the next video. Continue to like our videos. Go ahead and also hit the subscribe button to help us put more quality videos out for you.